All right, welcome everyone for another round of MRC GT7 Racing League. We race every Monday night doing 1 hour endurance racing. We are here for the last round of this season, round 13 at the Red Bull Ring. We had a 15-minute qualifying session before this, and we are about to get into the 60-minute main race. Now, this is the last race of the season, so let's take a look at the points going into this race. We have Quasi out front with 281 points and Big Blind 18 points behind. Quasi has a bit of a lead there, but that is still a battle that could come down to this last race. I believe if Quasi finishes below 5th, Big Blind wins, he might be able to take it. Myself is in 3rd, about 13 points behind. Big Blind Guitar is in 4th. Fets only 2 points behind Guitar in 5th, and Slammed only 8 points behind Fets in 6th. Then we got the Battle of the Tricksters, Trickmobile and Tricky Potato in 7th and 8th, tied on points. Right now, Trickmobile has that 7th position because his best finish is 4th, with Tricky's being 6th. But if those two battle it out on track today, they will come down to this last race. Then we got Racing Visitor up into 9th now, Izzy Boy in 10th, Crazy in 11th, Craig in 12th, Mikey in 13th, Phoenix Boosted in 14th, and Temp in 15th. Now let's take a quick look at the Nations and Manufacturers Cup going into this. USA still on top with 746 points. Canada a little bit further behind now with 689. Then we got Norway in 3rd with 150 and Australia in 4th with 63. And with the manufacturers, no surprises here. Porsche on top with 463 points. Nearly 200 more points than Nissan in 2nd with 276. Then we got BMW in 3rd, Ford in 4th, Toyota in 5th, Audi in 6th, Mercedes in 7th, Subaru in 8th, and Honda in 9th. Alright, let's take a quick look at the qualifying order going into this race. In 9th, we have Mikey putting down a 139.5. In 8th, we got Crazy. He put down a 138 flat. In 7th, we have Racing Visitor. He put down a 135.4. In 6th, we have Guitar Hero. He put a 131.7, and he gets pretty close from here with Tricky in 5th. He put down a 131.5, nearly a 0.6, so only about a tenth between those two. And now we take a look at the top 4. Here's where it gets really close. In 4th, we have Fets. He put down a 130.1. In 3rd, we have Quasi with a 130.047. And myself in 2nd with a 130.036, about a 100th between 2nd and 3rd. And Big Blind just pipping in the fastest lap at the end with a 129.961. So Big Blind taking pole in this one. It was a pretty interesting qualifying session. It started out raining, but it dried quick. So these times aren't quite representative of what's the actual fastest times that we're going to be doing today. But it was a very entertaining and close qualifying session. That being said, let's get into the race. All right, let's get into this main race. I'm joined here with Guitar.
Hello, 11D.
Hello, hello. I'm excited to get into this last race of the season. Let's get it started.
Championship battle on the line.
And we are off. The last time around here at Red Bull Ring. I got a great start up into the lead. Quasi's even looking to get by Big Blind. Big Blind's going to have that inside, maybe a little bit of contact. Push me a bit wide, but I get a good exit. Fets now on the inside of Big Blind, actually pushing up into 2nd. Great start for him. As Fets breaks late, and so do I. We both go a little bit wide. Fets filtering back to the outside of Big Blind now.
Drag race down the hill, 2 Porsches. Always a chaotic start here in Austria.
Break late. Big Blind getting that inside. And he's going to take that position. Quasi. A bit better of an exit. He's going to be on the outside of Fets for this one. And
he
gets
breaks
that move
late.
Done.
Good move by Quasi. Someone's already got a penalty back there.
tricky potato. That R8. Ooh, Fetz was a little bit wide on the corner there. He might get himself a penalty. Quasi on the back of Big Blind. Lots of battles going on in this first lap.
Bumper to bumper.
Quasi looks for the inside. Big Blind goes defensive. Big Blind on that curb on the exit. Fetz now coming up the inside, getting the draft from both of these guys.
Good run.
Quasi a little boxed in. He brakes early. Oh, but goes a little bit deep into the turn.
A little bit of contact and
oh,
Fetz is around.
Oh, that's never good. That's gonna hurt him quite a bit. Send him to the back of the pack. Quasi also hurting from that, getting passed by Tricky.
Fetz has also got to serve a penalty on this lap, so he's going to be way back there.
Oh, Tricky going a little bit wide though. Quasi might get the run out of this corner.
Of course, Quasi also lost some time there on that with that incident, just kind of
Tricky
putting on the brakes.
A bit late on the curb. Tricky's also going to have a penalty to serve when it comes to this lineup here. And he's going to serve. That's going to put Quasi back up into fourth. Now let's look at this battle. So Racing Visitor taking a penalty. Mikey up into sixth in the BRZ. BRZ, those Canadians watching, which is myself, but I never say Z. Z makes no sense. Alright, let's look at this battle up front. Big Blind trying to.
We have to say BRZ. It's for Americans. It's the 4th of July. We have to.
Ah, fair enough. Yeah.
At least when we're recording this, it's the 4th of July. So hope all of our American friends are having a good holiday. A little break from work.
Big Blind right on the back of me. Big Blind is still battling for this championship. He needs to win this race. For sure, he knows.
Close one.
The pressure on me.
I just noticed something with Big Blind's car. I don't know if this is a new addition or not, but he's got a little Red Bull sticker on the rear bumper.
That, yeah.
So he's got Patronus and Red Bull. He's kind of hedging his bets here. But maybe he's just repping Red Bull for good luck. So we're at the Red Bull ring. I don't know, but there you go.
Crazy on the back of Mike.
And Fetz is down into
That's
ninth.
still just trying to catch back up to the pack. Not quite close enough to make a dive. Ooh, but I get a little bit loose on the exit there. Big Blind riding that curve on the outside at the most of the track. Oh, he almost spins it though. Somehow able to still get a good exit. Doesn't lose any time at all, really. We are starting to break away from the pack back here. As Mike is looking to put some pressure on Crazy. As Big Blind gets a good exit out of last corner, looking to maybe do a little switcheroo. Not quite yet. Battles are far and apart, and I want to watch both of them. Mikey putting the pressure. Now this BRZ definitely will work well here in the turns, but it's very limited by its top speed. So Crazy in the GTR, which is one of the fastest top speed cars, is gonna run away on the straights. But Mikey might be able to catch back up in the turns. He's probably not going to be able to make a move here. Oh, who's this? Quasi on the back of Guitar.
Yeah, that's the cool thing with this track. I feel like there's always good battles to be had here, and it's always kind of there's a mix of high speed sections and twisty corners. I don't feel like there's one car that's dominant. It's usually, well, everyone's kind of competitive and
making the move on you, Guitar. He was a bit later on the brakes and gets that move done around the outside.
yeah, kept it clean. Quasi's Quasi's up into the podium's position right now. He's got to fight hard to get some good points and win the championship in this race.
I don't know about you, Guitar, but these guys are looking.
I was just gonna say.
I go wide.
Oh, a bit of contact.
So we're gonna be side by side with these last two turns. These are pretty quick turns that you don't really want to be side by side for. Big Blind on the better line. It's gonna take advantage there. I'm gonna
get a little bit of contact. But
get by me. Elbows out. But I'm gonna have a run.
Big Blind not afraid to send it. Let's see. Returning the favor.
Big Blind, I don't know how he was getting these like such good exits. Like even on the curb, just able to get the power down.
Well, that's I think that's just comfort, experience, familiarity with that car. He's got 20,000 kilometers on it.
Like nearly spinning on the curb, but still getting better exit.
Yeah, just pushing that Porsche to the to its limits.
I now sit behind, trying to get that position back. Let's see what's going on back here. Guitar is still chasing Quasi. Hopefully I guess maybe you're trying to follow them up to the lead pack. As Fetz has found himself up into 7th now. As Mikey and Racing Visitor battling it out for 8th and 9th. Racing Visitor in the 2020 Mercedes. Lewis Hamilton Mercedes, got that 44 on there. Big Blind, or sorry, Racing Visitor goes a little bit wide into the gravel. Let's take a look at the tires. So, softs, 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 and softs. Everyone's on the softs.
That might be a first, that we got everyone on the same compound.
Well, from practice, I think almost everyone found out that these softs will last.
Oh, it's getting really dark.
Sure is. Big Blind going a little wide, but still, look at that exit. I don't understand. On the curb, putting the power down, nearly getting a little loose, but still able to push away. And look how much of the track he uses on the outside there. I didn't want to risk that because penalties, they hurt. I'm just noticing now, actually, also, I don't know what, on the M6, there's 2 circle things on the roof, and one of them has a little cone, but the other one doesn't. And I'm just noticing now that it really bothers me.
Yeah, I've never noticed that.
Why does only one of them? I don't know. Any other battles? Quasi trying to catch back up. Now look at Quasi's tires. He's saving those tires and fuel a little bit. A lot better than me and Big Blind. Big Blind's rears, our fronts are about the same, but his rears are a little bit worse. Oh, as Quasi picks up a penalty. You're yourself still in 4th, Tricky in 5th, Crazy in 6th, and Fetz catching up to Crazy.
I could be wrong here, but I believe that antenna you were speaking of, or that cone, I think it's some sort of antenna to send telemetry and footage to the crew, and all sorts of other things. But yeah, I'm not sure why it's on one side.
Or just get
That's
rid
a
of the
good
other
question.
circle.
Yeah, that's a good question. That's it seems to me like just typical German over-engineering. We're gonna build another circle into the roof. Just why not?
Crazy, a little off the racing line there. Fetz might get a bit of a better run, as he does, right on the back of Crazy now. Is he gonna make the move before the front straight? Oh, but he picks up a penalty. Crazy, given room. Oh, Crazy's gonna get the penalty, but Fetz just makes the move. As I think Crazy's gonna get a penalty.
And we should just take a minute to acknowledge this livery that Crazy was running. Got a special Pokemon themed livery. He said that his son inspired him to use it, so that's pretty cool.
Let's check back up here. Oh.
Still a close battle.
To make a move.
Now, I have to ask you, how are you feeling with this BMW on this track? It looks like it would be awful to drive on this track.
It was feeling good.
Wow, that's surprising.
Yep.
Yeah, the BMW is very unusual. It doesn't drive like how it looks.
No, you think it's more of a boat than it is. Some tracks it is a boat, but here it was feeling good. Except that right there, and that's gonna give me boom. Yep.
Yeah, saw that coming.
That's just gonna delay this this lead battle up here. But that's good news for Quasi, because he's just trying to catch back up. As these skies, they're just looking more and more menacing.
Very misty.
Yeah, you can barely see the end of the straight. But no
Now,
rain on the track so far.
Speaking of liveries, we should take a look at Tricky Potato's livery. He's got kind of a special one here.
Look at 1 sec. His racing visitor almost looks to make the move on Mike. He gets a good exit here. Ooh.
Oh, just struggling with grip on that Mercedes.
Oh! Racing visitor on the curb, putting the power down. Taking a little trip. So I now have to serve this penalty. Big Blind's just gonna push away. Now let's take a look at Tricky's livery for here. We got the Wendy's, Red Bull, Spotify, Last of Us, Helly Hansen, Yamaha.
Can we take a look at the
Amazon Web Service,
we got
Tag Heuer, God, Papa, Hard Rock, Yokohama. He's just got every.
If we could take a look at the rear wing, are we able to look at that at all? Can you look?
I can't look up. No.
Well, I think.
Maybe we can see it on the outside.
A little bit difficult, but
See some writing on the bottom there, but I can't.
I believe it says Danke Audi, which for those who don't know, Tricky Potato is like half German, half American. He speaks fluent German, so I think that's a little bit of a kind of half ironic send-off tribute to his season with Audi. He's not been having much fun with this car. He a bit unstable, but you know, a bit of a tribute.
Thank you, Audi. Let me race the shit box.
You should also be thanking Polyphony for making the car so horrible in this game, because it's definitely not that bad in real life.
Now at this point I was a little confused because I don't know if anyone saw that big blind. He took a lot of curb, and he takes a lot of curb there, but he doesn't get penalties. So I don't know what I was doing wrong. Something. He found the tricks, get the most out of the track limits here. 'Cause I don't remember seeing him getting one. I started using his bit wider line, and it does give a bit of a better exit.
Yeah, but it's a little bit harder when you're in a car as big as the BMW.
So you both get a little bit loose out of there. As we have Guitar and Tricky in the pits now.
Yeah, I was about to say, you were looking very low on fuel. Probably gonna have to go in this lap.
Yeah,
Big blind, you can maybe stay out another lap.
Quasi's looks as though he's been saving.
Oh, big blind going in. Okay, interesting.
Here we go.
And
I make a fateful error here, as we will see shortly.
yeah, you can see both Nissans having pretty solid mileage out of the fuel tank. So it's another Porsche going in.
That's coming in now.
So you've got to figure now it's probably not going to rain. Or I guess if it does, you'd expect to see these drivers putting on some inners or wets, but if it does rain in the next few minutes, that will definitely shake up the strategies here. So we'll see what these guys come out on. See if any of them go to the hards.
So Mikey comes in now. So I come out, and you can see by the wear of my tires, I forgot to change them. So I'm now settling in to do 2 full stints on these sets of softs.
Now, do you, or maybe I should wait. I don't know if this is gonna spoiler. I was gonna say, like, do you think this is gonna have a huge impact on your race, on your ability to fight for the win?
Well,
Keeping up with Big Blind.
I mean,
Crazy.
yeah, Big Blind, he's on the hards right now, so he elected to put the hards on now. My strategy was to wait till the end to put on the hards.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, even at the end of my soft stint, I feel like I could have gone longer on them. Obviously, I did put on some fresh tires. You can see I kind of ran into the back of Racing Visitor there. But I feel like obviously if you're going to go in on softs, might as well get a fresh pair. It just lets me by. I did get a half-second penalty. I was kind of struggling with this Supra. Not a horrible car, but it's definitely not for every track.
Race is gonna get that position back. Looks like he
Looks like he's pitting.
letting you go by. As yeah, he does come into the pits. They're just not able to get that car to turn anymore. As Quasi now comes in with 1% fuel. Oh, is Big Blind going too
Oh,
deep with the hearts? He was struggling with these.
as you can see though, the sun's coming out. So it looks
Sun's
like we're
coming
in the
out.
clear for now. Somehow made it to this point without no rain.
So it looks like Quasi, I think, is putting on the softs. I have the same set of softs on. Big Blind put the hards on. You put another set of softs. Tricky Potato put the hards on. Fets put another set of softs. Crazy with another set of softs, or the same softs, I'm sure. Mikey putting the hards on, and Racing Wizard putting the hards on. That's now closing in on Tricky.
Maybe a bit of slipstream. That
Oh,
Audi
Tricky
just
going a little
really
bit wide.
struggling. That's just makes the overtake look easy there in that corner.
Gets it done,
And
Tricky with the penalty.
that's unfortunate. But one of the recent additions to this game in the last update was the ability to see which tires are mandatory in the pit lane. So when you pit, if you haven't put on hard tires yet, it'll let you know that you need to use them. So that's nice.
It's good to have.
I believe it also shows your stints. I don't think it showed it earlier in previous versions of the game, but now when you're in the pit lane, it'll show you what tires you've used, how many laps you've done on each stint. And there's Quasi going through.
An easy
Nice
move
overtake.
done. Quasi on the sauce, Big Blind on the hards. Those hards were
And
not
these are the
feeling
two championship leaders. Not looking so good for Big Blind, but obviously he just has to go as fast as he can on these hards and hope that he can make up time later when Quasi is on his hard stint.
Any other battles going on here? Tricky Potato behind Crazy. Mikey and 8th, Racing Visitor. A bit further back now. So everyone's a little spread out at this point. Big Blind not able to extract the pace out of these hard tires. You can see they just don't want to turn in. He's
Really
nearly in the
struggling
gravel
in that
again.
corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a dangerous one, especially when you're on hards or when it's raining. It's so easy to slide off into the gravel there.
Oh, as Big Blind elects to go in for an early stop off of these hards.
He has had enough. I mean, I don't blame him. He's really struggling out there on those tires.
Let's take a look at these times. So Quasi with the fresh stops just did a 29.5. I'm about a second off of that. That's only going to go further downhill. So I still have quite a bit to go because I was not planning on pitting early. Fet's now sitting himself up into 4th, going all the way down to last, 9th position, up into 4th now.
Yeah, we heard him complaining on the radio earlier in the race when he got spun around. he thought his race was over, but we had some fellow drivers trying to pep him up, you know, give him a pep talk, tell him, hey man, you know, your race, it's not over until it's over. It's still early, you know, incidents happen, but you can still recover, have a decent race, and you can see it up into fourth, so not too bad.
It's tricky with the 1 second penalty.
Tricky's really been struggling, track limits, struggling with his car, but
oh, as Tricky also comes in to get off of these hards.
Yeah, coming off those hards, but he's been having an okay race.
So I picked myself up another penalty.
Quite a few lead changes already in this race.
Oh, it's just been myself and Big Blind and Quasi for a bit when we pit. But Quasi's certainly catching up.
A little wide there. Looks like no penalty.
This Tricky comes out of the pits off of the hards into 7th.
You see there's one pretty dark cloud above. Looks like we could have some
The weather seems
interesting weather creeping in.
here.
Yeah, that's one of the things I actually really like about this track in the Red Bull Ring. It's up high in the Styrian mountains in Austria. A lot of interesting weather, and I find the weather seems to be pretty realistic on this game. It fluctuates a lot. A lot of cloud movement going on. Definitely one of the more interesting races. It seems like every time we've done Red Bull Ring, it's been quite interesting.
Yeah, well, this is our, I believe, 2nd time racing. I know I didn't do the first race we did here, but it rained then, and it rained in qualifying, so it's certainly possible. However, with the clouds that happened earlier and the rain didn't come out, it's looking sunnier now. I think could just be a dry race.
We will see. Yeah, but there's always the possibility of rain. We have the weather set to dynamic or random. Anything can happen, and
Sure.
could have a huge effect on the final outcome of the race. I know last time we raced here, I was not the fastest car. I don't believe I was, anyways, in qualifying, but I was able to take advantage of the rain and get my first and so far only win in the MRC GT7 league. But it was definitely a glad moment for me. I was able to, take advantage of other drivers' errors.
Now, I suppose we can talk about. Well, this is the last race of this season, and for next season we are switching it to a one make.
Yeah,
Right, Guitar?
we are experimenting a little bit. We, of course, did the manufacturers series in this season. So drivers were asked to pick a company, a brand, and they had to stick with that for the entire season. We've decided to mix things up a little bit for next season and go with a one make. So how this works is everyone is going to be using the exact same car for the whole season. We're going to be trying it out with a slightly shorter season. It's going to be 6 races, 5 of them GR3, and we're going to have a little fun GR2 race, throw that in there. That won't be a one make. You can choose whatever car you want, but we want to try this new format out, and if people get bored of using the same car by the end of the season, then we can try something else for season 5. But for next season, season 4, we decided on a car, or at least had a car decided for us. We took suggestions. Everyone got their sort of pick for what car they wanted, and we put all of those suggestions into a randomizer, sort of a wheel that we spun, and it gave us our car that we're going to be using for next season, which happened to be the car that I put into the suggestion I put in the hat, which was the Honda NSX, which is quite interesting because very few people have used the Honda NSX in this league before. Temp, I know he's one of the few people that has. He loves that car, and he loves Honda in general, so he'll be happy if he decides to return. But it's not the worst car in the game. It's actually a car that you see quite often in like time trial leaderboards and sport races, but for whatever reason just hasn't been used that much in our league. So it'll be interesting to see how people adapt to that car, and also just sort of the dynamics, how the championship will play out in a one-make series.
Absolutely.
And I guess we can also go over the schedule for next season. So we are going to be starting the one make season 4 on July 17th. We're going to be starting slightly earlier than usual time moving forward. We're going to be starting our qualifying at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, Eastern North America time. The first race, it's still going to be on Monday nights, by the way.
Sorry to quickly interrupt, Fetz. Just send it up the inside of you and getting that move done. You know, take a little look back. Not quite. So Fetz up into 3rd now, going from, what do you qualify, 4th to 9th. Tufton back into 3rd.
All over the place, but definitely more pace than me in that Porsche.
Alright, sorry. Continue. We were talking about the schedule, I believe.
Yeah, so we're going to be starting off on the 17th at the Nürburgring, the Grand Prix layout, which is the shorter one. Then the following week, we're going to be doing a track we've never run before, Blue Moon Bay. We're doing the Infield A layout. Then we're going to be doing Spa-Francorchamps. Then the 4th week is going to be the GR2 race. We're going to be running Fuji, the slightly shorter layout without the chicane. And then the final 2 races will be back to the one-make GR3 races. We're going to be doing Road Atlanta and then Interlagos in Brazil. So some tracks that we haven't done in a little while. One track that we've never run. So it's quite exciting. Looking forward to it. Any comments? Any thoughts on the upcoming season?
I'm certainly excited for it. I think it's going to be a good show of everybody's true pace, because everyone's in the same car, same manufacturer, BOP still applied. So it's going to be an even playing ground. So we'll see some of these guys, like Trick Potato. He got stuck in a pretty not great car for this entire season, and so we'll see how he can do with the NSX. And also goes for people who are in fast cars.
Yeah, and
also
also a shorter season. So if people aren't happy with the car they're running, then it's not going to last that long. You don't have to spend the next several months dreading your car choice.
Nope.
But, we're also hoping to get some either returning faces or some fresh faces for next season. Maybe try to fill out the grid a little bit and maybe attract some people who wouldn't have otherwise been interested. But now that we're doing a one make, it's a little more straightforward. You don't have to worry about which car to run and tuning or anything. Not that we were allowing tuning before, anyways, but it's just very simple. Show up, get in the NSX, and drive.
Absolutely. I'm excited also for our first race at the Nürburgring.
Yeah, definitely quite a popular track in real life for endurance racing.
A track we haven't done yet.
Yeah, we haven't done it at all?
We did the full Nürburgring, but not the GP layout.
That's right, we did the 24-hour layout, which includes the GP portion, but it's a whole other beast. And that was a long time ago. I think that was season 1.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that was season 1.
Season 1.
We've
Personally,
come a
that's
long
one
way
of my
since then.
favorites, but some people, for some reason, don't like the long, twisty, challenging Nordschleife.
Well, we may revisit it again at some point. It's always a possibility, but we've never done just the GP layout, so I think that will be interesting. And also, if I remember correctly, there should be a track where we can have some dynamic weather, some possibilities of rain. So
For sure.
could be kind of interesting. Like Red Bull Ring, right? I mean, we haven't got rain so far in this race, but I like those tracks where it's kind of unpredictable. Anything can happen. Definitely adds another element to the strategy. So we're coming up on 2/3 of the way through this race. Looks like Fetz just went onto hard tires.
Yes, I believe I also pit. Finally getting onto a fresh set of softs. Fetz put on the hards. Quasi coming up to lap Fetz though. It's Quasi. Look how little wear he has on those tires. He's really able to save.
I believe that's Fetz currently lapped, right?
Yep.
So he's lapped,
But Quasi has only pit once so far.
Right. So as it stands, Quasi is leading the race. Big Blind is in second. If these positions stand, Quasi will easily have enough points to win the championship. But there's still a little bit of a battle. Anything can happen here. As
Still 20 minutes of racing to go.
20 minutes to go. Coming into this race, Quasi had an 18-point lead in the championship over Big Blind. So Big Blind can still win, but it's going to, I think, be very difficult. It's going to have to involve a major mistake from Quasi. Someone got a penalty there.
Looks like it would be tricky. And the other battle to look out for, Fetz is 2 points behind yourself going into this race.
Yeah, a little bit of a battle there.
Battle for fourth.
Yeah, interesting. Unfortunately, Slammed didn't make this race. He was having some issues, so yeah, unfortunate that he didn't get to also fight. He's had a strong sort of back half of the season.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was just 8 points behind Fetz in the standings coming into this race. Definitely could have fought for that fourth spot in the championship, or even fifth spot. And, he actually, his best finish of the season was P2, just like Fetz. So even me, coming into this race, I was in fourth place in the championship. I was able to finish third. That was my best result of the season. So Fetz and Slam have definitely had some really good results throughout the season. Just a little bit of inconsistency at times too. But right now, Fetz is having a pretty good recovery race. Looking good in that Porsche. But 11D, do you notice how dark it's gotten?
It has. The storm clouds have returned. But the last time it didn't rain, so I don't know, maybe it's just teasing us.
We will see. It has happened before where it's looked like it's going to rain all race and it didn't.
Just looking for no battles for position at the moment. Whoa!
Whoa!
This big blind almost into the back of Mike.
Blue flags, you can see there. Finally laps Mike. That was a...
Oh, as Mike,
and Mike
sends it back up.
Wow, that was a bold move. A little bit of a little bit of a Canadian rivalry there.
Yeah. It's Mike with his OnlyFans livery.
Well, that's Mike for you. It doesn't matter who you are, he'll race you.
Mm-hmm.
Fierce competitor. But yeah, it is getting quite dark and misty.
There has to be at least a little bit damp with all these clouds as Big Blind and Quasi
A lot of people
come in.
pitting. Fetz actually put on the intermediates, so it looks like it's going to rain.
Fetz on the intermediates. That's a bold strategy. We'll see if that
Quasi
pays out for him. Let's see if he can even. How's he gonna be able to do this corner?
Quasi's on the hards.
Grip. Does have some grip. Quasi, yeah, putting on the hards. So
that is a strange choice.
Interesting strategies going on here. Quasi put on the hards. Fetz put on the intermediates. I wonder if it's. Oh, I was gonna say I wonder if it was a mistake, but look at the rain meter, and you can hear it now. There is some rain on the track. Now this is about to get interesting. So Fetz early with the intermediates. Big Blind in the pits right now. I wonder if he's going to put on the intermediates as well. Quasi.
It's already coming down quite a bit.
It's hard.
You do not want to be on the hard tires.
Struggling with the hards. Is Tricky. What is Tricky on? Tricky on the softs. Myself still on the softs as well. So I'm going around the outside of Quasi. Yeah,
difficult. I believe I was on the hards as well. You can see I just went in. I think this is where I put on some inters, but last time we were at Red Bull Ring, some of the drivers who were still on the track on hards and mediums did not fare well. A lot of them were sliding off into the gravel. It is quickly
Big Blind and
gone.
Fetz with the intermediates. Oh, as Quasi is off. And so am I. It's not looking too good out here.
Tricky
As
Potato
you just
also
can't
slid off.
get the car turned.
It has gotten really wet, really
Tricky Potato
fast.
going in, and I'm staying out. I'm sticking to these softs as I'm just Tokyo drifting it around. Look at that.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
Let's see Big Blind. What tire is he on? He's on the inters.
Big Blind was on the inters. Quasi still with the hards.
Unlike Le Mans, he actually did pit for the inters. Quasi, surely he's going to have to come in.
For sure. Oh, as I can see, I'm spinning down the straight.
It's a little early for burnouts away.
That isn't exactly the best strategy,
I know you're leading the race, but it's still
as
very
Quasi
early.
does come in now. So Big Blind on the inters, Quasi in the pits. Looks like Big Blind with the right strategy, as I am still struggling to get out of the first turn. Big Blind quickly coming up behind me. I wonder what made me stay out, because this is not looking like the best decision right now.
Crazy.
Yeah, we did.
The Big Blind takes the lead, but this is
Fets on the
not helped
intermediates.
Quasi.
Guitar on the intermediates. Tricky Potato still on the softs. Trying the same strategy as me, and yeah, you can see it's not working out too well. Mikey on the full wets, and Racing Visitor on the intermediate. So Mikey on the wets, myself and Tricky still on the softs, and everyone else on the intermediates. Now, if it dries out, I'm not gonna have to come back in to switch off the intermediates. Because the rain, I don't hear the rain anymore. It looks like maybe it's already passed, but the track is just
it looks like it stopped raining.
So wet.
It's going to take a while for this track to form a dry line.
Oh! Quasi putting the softs on. Wait, I thought Quasi put the intermediates. So Quasi also with the softs.
Wow. So he's gone in twice, and neither time has put on intermediates.
No. See,
That
Fets
is
approaching
bold.
with the intermediates. You can just see how much of a tire advantage those intermediates are. Fets just looks like he's in a different class, just zooming by him.
This is not good for Quasi at all, because the more positions he loses, he's at risk here of letting the championship slip away. I mean, that would be horrible if he loses the championship off of this late race, these late race shenanigans. Hopefully he can hold it together. The GTR at least is one of the more stable cars, in my opinion. But you can see I'm trying to chase him down. I'm on those inters. I seem to be making up a lot of time on him really quickly.
Who is in front of Fets here? Oh, Mikey. So the rain has definitely stopped. So the softs might start working a bit better now. Mikey is struggling on these wets. This Tricky Potato struggling on the soft still. You can see he's on the wet line right now, and it's wet. He moves over onto the dry line. You can see the rain bar on the bottom left. The dry line is starting to form. Racing Visitor able to power down with those intermediates. Get a lap back on Quasi. So the soft's not quite working yet.
Looks like I'm right on his tail. Quasi's losing a lot of time here.
Ten minutes to go in this race.
Take a look at Quasi.
Yeah. Still struggling on these softs.
And we're heading to the corner of the downhill corner here. This is not a good place to be on the wrong compound. Although you can see it looks like it's starting to dry up a bit, but just powering right past him.
Oh, is Quasi maybe looking to get the switcheroo done? He's finding a bit more grip on the inside there. Oh, but you can see he's all, oh! He almost loses it, but
yeah, caught a little driving through a puddle or something and lost grip there.
Keeps it pointed in the right direction. But that's Quasi down to 5th, and Big Blind out front. Now, of course, they're going to have to go about 8 more minutes on these intermediates when the track is now definitely drying up.
Quasi was in the lead, so this is, yeah, a disastrous race for him right now. But if he can at least hold on to 5th, not lose any more positions, he can have that championship in the bag. It's definitely not the ideal way to end the season.
Fetz with a 1-second penalty. Fetz was catching up to me. Let's see our lap times. 1:42, 1:48. Fetz is doing 1:36, 1:37. So about 7-8 seconds quicker per lap on those intermediates. Which is fairly significant.
That's one side of the track. It's definitely getting much drier.
For sure.
So Quasi's going to start finding a little bit more pace, but still struggling there on the curbs. A lot of water on the edges of the track. But I believe there is a big gap behind him to Tricky. So as long as Quasi can keep the car on the track, not lose too much time, he should be able to hang on to P5.
Racing Visitor and Mikey battling it out. 7th and 8th with you coming up behind them. Mikey on the full wet still. Race Visitor on the intermediates. Oh, that was close. Oh, who's that spinning out? Quasi spinning out. So Quasi's still struggling on these softs.
Just a disastrous stint.
I was definitely starting to feel that the softs were becoming tired, but now, of course, there's only about 6 minutes left in this race.
Got some with the Austrian tomato lobby has showed up. Get some interesting sponsors on these races. Last week it was Big Bowling. Now it's Big Tomato.
It's Big Blind, like, significantly ahead at this point. Even if these intermediates start to fall off as the track dries, it's a big lead that he has right now. Fetz close in behind me. However, we're about even on lap times. Last lap I was actually a bit quicker. Of course, I think he had a penalty to serve. He had a 1:38. I had a 1:37. Guitar also in the 1:37s. Quasi with that spin last lap in the 1:50 still. So the GTR is not seeming to like this damp track with the softs. Tricky also seeming to struggle still. Racing Visitor getting that position on Mike for 7th. A whole gaggle of cars here, but they are not together apart from Mikey and Racing Visitor. Tricky Potato is in 6th. That's 6th, 7th, 8th with you in there as well. With this track drying,
yeah, it looks like Quasi's gonna hold on to P5, but the risky decision to go on those softs, I think,
it certainly did not work out.
With yeah, I mean, with where he was in the race and the lead he had on Big Blind, the points, I mean, I think he should have just went to inters and cruised home for the rest of the race instead of almost looking like he's going to throw away the championship. Now, I mean, the race is still not over, so anything can happen here, but the track is drying out. It looks like it's getting easier for him now. But yeah, I mean, a couple more positions, if he lost a couple more positions here, and he would be out of the championship lead. So
Tricky
bit
new
of a
battle out, not
here.
for position though. Oh! A little bit of contact as well. I just noticed you're in a Formula Drift car.
Yeah, that's why I was. Maybe that's why I was drifting around some of these
Sliding around,
corners.
yeah.
Yeah, trying to show out.
These
But,
softs definitely starting to work more now.
my car livery is based on the livery of Frederick Asbo, who I'm probably butchering the pronunciation. As Fetz will correct me on it, but he is a Norwegian drift competitor. So kind of
Fet's trying
represent
to
a little bit.
cool his tires on the straight, taking that the wet line. So yeah, I'm now in the 132s. So I'm at the softs are a bit faster this stage, but of course there's only about 3 minutes left. And you can see me, I'm also like not doing too great on fuel. Neither is Fetz. So I was in fuel saving mode right here. But of course, also I haven't put the hards on yet.
Yeah, I mean it's looking fairly dry on the racing line. Definitely.
This tricky
Probably
goes
put hards on, but
wide.
I'm just surprised you made it as long as you did on one set of softs.
2 sets.
Yeah, I mean this is your second set. I meant
Yeah.
I just don't know how you were driving the car still on the original set by the end of that stint.
Yeah, well, these softs definitely lasted. Weren't quick at the end, but they work. You can definitely see the dry line, but the track is still just a little bit damp, so these lap times, you know, you're not gonna get a chance to go for fastest lap now. So I think Quasi has that extra point in the bag. We are approaching the last lap of
Definitely,
this race.
yeah, they'll definitely help his cause.
Big Blind just trying to cool those tires anywhere he can. Find a little bit of water on the track.
Looks like we're approaching the last lap. Oh, sliding a bit, but so far it's been a really good race for Big Blind. He's kind of avoided major incidents, pitted when he needed to, made kind of all the right calls. It's pretty quick.
You're probably on the last. He's starting his last lap now. Out in the lead. Now, where's this gonna leave us in terms of points? Because Quasi's down in 5th and quite a bit of ways from you. He's probably not gonna get that position.
Quasi, I believe he's going to pick up 10 points for the race, a bonus point for the fastest lap, and then the 2 attendance points, so that would give him 13. Big Blind should get 25 for the race win and 2 for the attendance. So there's an 18-point deficit. Big Blind's only going to be able to make up 14.
The race is now over. Racing Visitor and Tricky neck and neck. As I see another battle back here, Mikey and that's looks like Tricky is gonna beat out Racing Visitor this time by as these guys come to the finish line. So that's it. So Quasi's gonna end up 5th. Not the best race for Quasi, but it might be enough. We'll have to take a look at the points after this.
Blind's coming around. Final corner of what has been an incredible championship battle. Incredible
Big Blind
final
comes
race.
to take his 3rd win of the season. All right, well, that was a fantastic race. There was a lot of action, a lot of battles, rain, dry,
Drama there.
A lot of drama.
And you're still out on the track. Can we? It looks like though you didn't put the hards.
I, in fact, did not put the hards on. That was a bit silly of me.
That's
Bit
going to be a
miscommunication.
penalty.
Big fat one.
Now, lucky some of the other drivers are a lap down, so looks like you're just going to lose out position to Fetz.
As he ends up
The 1
taking
minute penalty.
second from my tomfoolery. All right, well, thank you, Guitar, for joining me with that race. Let's go take a look at the results and final standings. All right, let's take a quick rundown of the results of our last race of the season. Now, there were a couple penalties to give out. Of course, myself receiving a 1 minute penalty for not putting on the hards during the race. It was just a bit of a silly moment for myself, a misunderstanding, but I received that, and that will drop me to third. So Big Blind taking it, Fetz moving up into second, Guitar in fourth, and Quasi finishing fifth. Now, he also received a 5-second penalty for contact with Fetz in lap 2, but that does not affect the final result, as Tricky was almost a lap behind in sixth. Racing Visitor in 7th, Mikey in 8th, and Crazy in 9th, and Quasi taking the fast lap as well with a 128.9. It's a pretty quick lap. Now, with that extra point that Quasi got, he pretty much secured that spot, so he finished in the last spot that he could to still keep this championship. But as we can see with the final points, Quasi is our Season 3 champion. He took 7 wins over 12 starts and 294 points. He beat out Big Blind by only 4 points in the end. Big Blind with 3 wins. Then myself in third with 269, also with 3 wins. Fetz finishing fourth, beating out Guitar with 170 points and a best finish of second. Guitar took fifth with 166, only 4 points behind Fetz. It's a bit of a pattern there. Guitar, his best finish was third over 13 starts. We have Slammed, unfortunately not racing, but he keeps that 6th position with 142 points, best finish of second. Tricky Potato in 7th with 97 points, best finish of 6th. Trickmobile in 8th with 87 points and a best finish of 4th. Then we got Racing Visitor, our Australian, in 9th with 71 points and a best finish of 4th. Good job for him. Izzy Boy ended up 10th with 59 points. Crazy in 11th with 49 points and a best finish of 6th. Craig finished 12th with 32 points and a best finish of 7th. Mikey finished 13th with only 6 starts and 29 points and a best finish of 8th. Then we got Phoenix boosted and 10th, 14th and 15th, only 1 start each. Phoenix finished 5th in his 1 race and Temp DNF'd. That's the final results for Season 3. Now let's take a look at the nation's manufacturers. The USA takes it with 773. Canada only 20 points behind in the end, with only 45 starts to USA's 72. Pretty close for the Nations Cup at the end. Norway in third with 170 and Australia in fourth with 71. And in the manufacturers, again, no big surprise, Porsche takes this easily. 510 points from Big Blind, Fetz, Craig, and Trickmobile. They take that car to the top of the Manufacturers Cup for Season 3. Nissan finished second with Quasi and Crazy driving that with 293 points. BMW finished third with just myself and 219 points. Ford finished fourth with Slammed and Izzy. They had 157. Toyota finished fifth with Guitar and Phoenix Boosted. Phoenix Boosted only making 1 start, but they had 145 points. Then we got Audi in sixth with Tricky Potato with 78 points. Mercedes in seventh with Racing Visitor with 62 points. Subaru in 8th with Mike with 17 points, and Honda in 9th. Did I mix that up? I apologize, guys. Subaru in 8th with Mikey, 17 points. Honda in 9th with Temp with 1 point. Now, that does it for this race. Now, you guys, if you watched this far, thank you guys so much. Please feel free to like the video and subscribe if you do enjoy these weekly race replays. Now you guys can expect a video coming sometime next week with a more rundown points of stats for each driver. It should be interesting, and we're going to be starting working on that pretty soon. So thank you guys so much for coming with this journey for the MRC Season 3, and I am super excited for Season 4. Of course, we have the one make series coming up. I think it'll be a good challenge for a lot of these drivers. With it's not the car that makes a difference; it's just the driver's skill. So I was skeptical with the NSX to start, but after doing a couple laps with it, it's not too bad of a car. I think I can get my hands around it. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next week with the recap video and Season 4 starting the week after that. So, thank you guys.